Right, so just been doing a boiler service and I noticed that the pump was running on 27 watts, which made me wonder if there's a bit of air in the system or something like that. So I've just tried to give it a little bit of a vent and then give the, I'm going to say towel rad then, give the radiator a little bit of a vent as well. There was a little bit of air, but nothing much, to be fair. Did actually quickly run around as well and just try and open up all the rads and, you know, try and vent any rads if it needed, but it was all okay. But I did notice that even though the boiler didn't actually overheat when I had it in service mode, the rads wasn't really getting all that hot either. So I thought, you know what, I'm feeling a bit generous today. Yeah, I'm on here on a service, but I'm going to have a little look inside the pump. Because on these, I think when they're new, they probably push about 45 watts. I'm not quite sure how they manage to slow down and to not use as many watts. I wonder if it's just because they get heavy or something, because all the crap that's in them. So we just got the pump out, and you can see straight away it's completely blocked. Bit of crap in there. I mean, it's absolutely blocked up. So I was just trying to clean it off, and I was noticing some bits I just couldn't even push through with the Allen key, so I just snapped it off. Obviously that bit won't be able to go back on. But there's a guy who commented on one of my videos the other day saying just put the pump back on, it'll still work pretty much just as good. So that's what I actually did on this one. Just gave it a bit of a clean out, swilled it off underneath the tap, and then banged it back in. And it did actually seem to work okay. There you go, it's just had a little rinse. So now I'm just going to show you with the pump back on, and it started hitting 42 watts. And you could tell straight away the rad was getting a lot hotter and a lot faster. So well worth doing. There we go, living the dream. Right, so on this one, the boiler's got power, it's not actually working. That's going across the live and the neutral. It's going across the neutral and the earth, I think. Can't really zoom in where I'm watching it here. But ultimately, on the live and neutral, you're not getting 240 volts. Neutral to earth you are, and live to earth you are. So we've basically got a faulty neutral. I'll be honest with you, this is actually my own boiler, and I rigged this one up because I had a job a little while ago. An apprentice who I do a bit of work with, he's got a contract with a big company, and they was coming around trying to fix his boiler about 5 times, and I went and had a little look there, and it turned out to be a broken neutral. So it's a good one to know. This one is just to show you realistically how easy it is to just whip the pump out to do the pumps and the PRVs on the newer Worcester models. This one's a 25i, I believe, 25i combi. Obviously it's the same on the 30i's and the ERP models and stuff like that. I mean, literally you can pop it out in 10 minutes. I do find as well the O-rings seal up perfectly fine. Just a bit of grease on them. I guess because they're not that old. So your pump cable, just give that a good tug straight off there. Just literally just yank it clean off. Now just bang the pump on there, just give it a quick pump up. I mean, it's always worthwhile. I mean, chances are if you're there doing anything on the boiler, expansion vessel probably could do with a recharge. Slacken this nut off and remove that, because you're going to have to pull up that expansion tube out of the connection there. And then once you get the pump out, you can just literally slide the plate out to the right very, very easily. I mean, even if you have the mindset to just go and do it this way, you first go, you'll probably do it in 20 minutes, half an hour, in PRV. It's that easy. Now at this point as well, you should probably take out the pump speed connector, the PWM connector. I actually forgot to do it, and when I yanked the pump out, it's still got it connected. Do is obviously get the clip out and get out the flow turbine or the flow sensor, whatever you want to call it, but leave the adapter in place. So what you do, you grip the adapter and leave it in there. If you pull that thing out, chances are it'll turn to mush and probably leak. And you can actually get away with it on older boilers as well by just trying to hold that in situ. Obviously if you've got one on you, it's great, but if you don't have an adapter on you, make sure you roll that bit in, and that'll give you the best chance of not having it leak everywhere. So just pull out the clip there, and just kind of swing it off to the left and up. So yeah, I was pulling it out, and I thought, what's it bloody still connected on? It feels like it's a bit tight. Then I realised we forgot some another error for the day. There's going to be a few errors a bit later on in this video as well. Pull switch modulation cable. What I would say is obviously take the turbine sensor off of the pipe and push it into the plastic housing first, otherwise you're going to struggle to get the pipe in if you keep the turbine attached to it. Obviously feeding your bypass there. But yeah, that's probably the main tip, because the very first time I ever did this, I actually left the turbine attached to the metal connection on the just there where I'm touching, and I was trying to wedge it in, it just wouldn't have it. So if you take it off, it's obviously a lot easier. easy as that. One thing I would add, which obviously I didn't do just then, is connect the condense, because a couple of hours later the side was flooded out with condensed water. So make sure you do that. Now this one again, it was a Valent. I just serviced the boiler, and then I started doing the gas family checks and stuff like that, and it just threw me a bloody nightmare. So I did the gas family checks and it overheated. So I thought, okay, I'm going to run the hot water and do the gas family checks. Again, it overheated and it was throwing up a fault. I think I'm going to guess F92 or something like that. You might even see it in the video anyway. But the problem was, it leaves a bloody spanner on the screen. So, you know, you've just done a boiler service, you can't walk out of there and leave a bloody spanner symbol on the screen. So I'm running the hot water, and I didn't realise this at first, but look, it's basically flicked itself over into heating. So I was thinking, well, if I've got hot water running, it must be cooling down the boiler, so why is it bloody overheating? Why does it just not want to complete this check? So it was just killing me. Anyway, in the end, it turned out all of the upstairs radiators was all turned off. Mostly underfloor downstairs, except for a couple of rads. So God knows how it bloody stayed on for me in service mode when I was first analysing it. So yeah, that's just something to watch out for. Obviously don't have the system to up when you're trying to do it, because if it starts overheating, it'll just stop the check, and hot water doesn't seem to affect it. Doesn't help cool down the boiler when it's doing that mode. Yeah, that's going to do it now. Well, you live and learn even some more. So as you can see there, it's just purring along for it nicely. That's quite good to know. I never knew it actually did it, to be fair. I just assumed that... And we're at the next one. So this was a bit of a weird one. I went to the pump and it had these two little lines, and I was thinking there's some kind of fault code or something. I was thinking that has got like a kind of like a power issue. Anyway, when I pulled out the cable and plugged it back in, it had all light up like it was new, and then just go back to that. So I just thought, you know, I'm just going to swap it out. But again, there's a few errors with this. First of all, I've already fitted the wrong way around. So it actually made me laugh. The problem with this system is, it's at the top of fucking 3 stories. And I went up there just to look. Then I thought, right, I'm going to get a multimeter, because it's a bit weird how it's throwing up some lights. So I wanted to check the power, so I was back downstairs. Then I was back upstairs. Then I was like, you know what, I need a screwdriver, getting the wiring centre. Back downstairs, back upstairs, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to change the pump. Back downstairs, bring the bag up, fucking left the pump downstairs. Anyway, by the time I'd fucking done this shit, I was blown out of my ass. So I'm just getting it undone there. It is on a sealed system. I'll be honest with you, I've just pulled the PRV. The PRV is an external PRV. It's right next to me. Any issues with that, I'll just whip it out, give it a clean and a grease, and pop it straight back in. Just moving that electrics out of the way there, because obviously I'm expecting a small amount of water, because the PRV was obviously above this point. It's quite rigid though. Anyway, I'll just have you left to probably watch the rest of this one. I did actually fit the new pump upside down at first, so I had the new pump facing downwards. I don't know why, but I do that many bloody open vented systems, my pump's always facing down. So because I was in the top floor, and the pipes were coming from above. I just put it aiming down, but I turned it on and I thought, hang on a minute, I messed this one up, because some of my zone valves was actually above the pump, so it was obviously going up and then back down into the zone valves. So I'll quickly switch it around in a minute. I did have another good job as well that I've lost the footage to, where the Honeywell sundial wiring centre, you know, like the idiot boards, where the board itself was pretty faulty, but I seem to have deleted it when I was trying to make some space to really make this bit of the video. So that's a bit of a shame, but it did make me think my next video might actually be like a wiring video, how to do an S-plan, the most simplest ways and the simplest method, and the best way to get your head around it, or the best way that I think is to get your head around it, and what actually helped me to do it the most. So that's probably going to be the next video. Probably just draw it out on a bit of paper, to be honest with you. So that's me now, just topping up the pressure. Just give that unvented vessel just a little tap there. Obviously I always do that when I'm on jobs. If there's any problems with that, I'll just reply to the customer. So now I'm just thinking, shit. Well, I'm not actually thinking shit now, I'm thinking I'm going to vent the system. But in a minute I twig, hang on a minute. My pump's going up. Or should be going up. And I've got it going down. So now I've just quickly dumped the pressure off. I'm just going to switch it around. If you liked anything in this video, please at least subscribe. Even if you don't watch all the videos, subscribing does actually help out quite a lot. And if you did enjoy it, comment and give it a like as well. I'm just going to leave it there. Basically we turn the pump round and it all worked perfectly fine. Thank you.